Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning. Welcome to Monday morning's assembly again with Mrs. Williams. Hope you're all well and I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. And I want us to think about again what our current theme is at the moment. So this is our whole school assembly and on the next slide will be our theme. So who can remember what our theme is? Well done, hope you got it right. Are you ready for our theme? T-E-A-M, together everyone achieves more. And I know you're all thinking about that because as I'm walking around school, you're all shouting to me, Mrs. Williams, together everybody achieves more, or you're shouting T-E-A-M, and that's brilliant. But what I really hope is that you're actually all converting those words into practice, and actually as you're walking around school and as you're in your classrooms, as you're on your playground, I hope you're thinking about those things. And I know last week I asked you to think about what do you contribute to the team, and equally as importantly, what do you gain from being part of the team? What do other people give to you? What do you provide and what do you receive? And it's lovely to see on the Shine Team blog some of you are writing comments about what it is you bring to the team, what others provide to the team, and it's lovely to feel that you're reflecting upon that and you're recognising that we all have a unique role to play and we're all unique in our school. We can all bring something to the team, but we can look to others to provide something for the team as well. But this morning I want us to think about teams and maybe some of the teams that you've been in, a football team or a netball team or the cross-country team or maybe even the Brownies or the Rainbows, and think about those teams because most of those teams have a leader. So the football team has a captain, or the Brownies, you have a leader of the pack. And I want you to think about the role that those leaders of those teams play, because quite often we see it as a hierarchical structure. We see the leader as being more important than the others. And actually, if we are genuinely believing in this together everyone achieves more theme that we're thinking about at the moment, actually it's not about having a hierarchical structure. It's about everybody having a role to play and everybody having a role in that team and everybody bringing something to that team. But actually by being in that team we all are better together. So the leader, yes, they have a role to play in the team, but actually the leader couldn't function in that team without the other people in that team too. So it's not about people being better or worse than anybody else. It's about everybody simply having a job to do and everybody in that team doing their job really, really well. So when you're in your class team, you are the learner, so doing your learning really, really well. Your teacher is doing the teaching, so the teacher doing the teaching really, really well. And it's when both those things happen together that the team works really, really well. So I want to talk to you this morning about a story. It's called The Monkey and the Mangoes, and it's about what happens when the king believes he's better than the rest of the people in his team, in his kingdom, and what happens and how he learns that actually he has a significant role to play in that team, and his role is to look after the other people in the team. So he's not better nor worse, but he needs to recognise his role. So it's called The Monkey and the Mangoes, and we're going to read that now. Once upon a time, at the edge of a mighty river, a little monkey found a mango tree. He munched on the mango and it was amazing, sweet and juicy and more delicious than anything he had ever tasted. The little monkey crossed the river and took the mango to the Monkey King. And when the Monkey King munched on the mango, he thought it was amazing too. So the Monkey King, along with many more monkeys, made his way across the river to the mango tree. The monkeys picked mangoes all morning and all afternoon until it was night. Then they curled up in the branches of the mango tree and fell fast asleep. They had managed to eat many mangoes, but there were many more mangoes left, and as they slept, one of those mangoes dropped from its branch into the mighty river and floated downstream to the kingdom of men. The next morning, as the king of men was bathing in the river, the mango floated by. The king had never seen a mango before, but he thought it looked quite tasty, so he picked it up and handed it to one of the servants. "Eat this," he commanded. "Is it good? Is it bad? Is it poison? I need to know." So the servant munched on the mango, and oh, it was amazing. "The fruit is sweet and juicy," he told the king. "More delicious than anything I have ever eaten." So the king of men took a bite, and oh, he thought it was amazing too. "Call my soldiers," he commanded. "We must travel upriver and find more of this amazing fruit." So the king of men, his servants and his soldiers made their way to the mango tree. But when the monkey king saw them coming, he led the rest of the monkeys into the highest branches of the mango tree and told them to keep very, very still. The servants picked mangoes all morning and all afternoon, and just as it was turning dark, one of the soldiers spotted the tail of the little monkey hanging down from the highest branch. When he told the king of men, the king just grinned. "Roast monkey will go very nicely with this fruit," he said. "Take your bows and shoot the monkey down." So arrows began to sail through the branches of the mango tree. The monkey king knew that there was only one thing to do. He was the biggest monkey of them all. So he leaped from the branches of the mango tree across the mighty river to a tree on the other side. Then he tied a long vine around one of his legs and leaped back across the river. He hoped to make a vine bridge so the monkeys could escape, but the vine was too short, and he could only make the bridge reach by stretching out his own body and holding on to the nearest mango branch. So the monkey king himself was now part of the bridge, and he called for the monkeys to climb across his back to the other side. "There are too many of us," cried the little monkey. "We'll break your back." "Just do as I say," commanded the monkey king. So the arrows flying around, the monkey climbed across their king's back to the safety of the farther shore. The king of men watched, amazed. Then he ordered his soldiers to put down their bows. "Fetch me that monkey," he commanded, pointing to the monkey king. But by the time the soldiers carried him down, the monkey king was almost dead. For as the little monkey had worried, the weight of the rest of the monkeys had broken his back. The king of men held the monkey king in his arms and asked him one simple question. "Why? Why did you do it?" The monkey king's answer was more simple still. "To save my people," he whispered. "They're more important to me than any mango, more important than anything at all." Then the monkey king closed his eyes and died. The king of men looked at his own people, at his servants and at his soldiers. Then he ordered them to leave the mangoes and to follow him back to the kingdom of men, and there, in his own palace, the king of men built a beautiful tomb for the monkey king, so that he would never forget how a true king should act. So that was the story of the monkey and the mangoes. So what actually happened in that story? Let's just recap that a little bit. So the monkey king, when he saw the king of men coming to get all the mangoes, the monkey king told all his monkeys to hide in the trees. So he gave them a command, he gave them an instruction. He said, "Go and hide in the trees," and they all did that. But then one of the tails of the monkeys was seen, and so the king of men ordered his servants to kill all the monkeys. And the monkey king knew he had to do something about that. He wasn't prepared to let that happen. So again, the monkey king said, "Come on, we've got to get back to safety, we've got to get back to the other side of the river quickly." But they couldn't do that very quickly because there wasn't a bridge. So the Monkey King tried to make a bridge out of a vine, but the vine wasn't long enough. So the Monkey King actually laid himself across the river so that all the monkeys could actually climb across the monkey's back to get safely to the other side. And so actually the Monkey King, yes, he did give a lot of direction. Yes, he did give a lot of instruction. Yes, he did give a lot of commands. Yes, he was quite authoritative and bossy and tell his monkeys what to do. But actually it was just a role that he was playing. It was just a job that he had. He was the master. He was the leader. And so he told all the other monkeys what to do. And one of the things they told them to do was to crawl across his back to get to the other side of the river. And in doing that, the weight of all those monkeys on the Monkey King's back caused the Monkey King to die. But the King of Men saw all this, and he observed it all, and it made him think, because he'd been bossy, and yes, he'd been authoritative, and yes, he'd been giving commands, and yes, he'd been being a leader and telling people what to do, but he also hadn't been very kind, and he hadn't been very considerate of his servants. He'd just been bossy, and he was being very assertive in what he was saying and telling other people what to do, but he was doing it from a position of superiority. He was doing it from a position of, I'm better than you, and you will do what I say. The Monkey King was doing it from a position of, we're all in this together, and we all need to work together, and we all have a job to do. So come on, let's get safe. Let's get back to the other side of the river, and I'll help you with that. And when the leader of men saw what the leader of the monkeys was doing, he learned a lesson, and he built a big memorial to the Monkey King to remind him how he should behave and what kind of a leader he should be. And again, I come back to this display that's on our year 3 stairs going up to the year 3, and I know year 5 and 6 and 4 won't have seen it very often, which is why I keep bringing it back to our assemblies to remind you, I matter, but so do you. And in a team, we all have a part to play. Some of us have leadership parts to play. Some of us have learning parts to play. But we all have a part to play in the team. And if one of us lets that team down, then we all feel let down. We all have to work together. We all have to behave within the rules. We all have to do the right thing. Because it's only when we all together do the right thing does the St. Peter's team become the best team that it can be. So I want you to go off into your lessons again today and think about all of those things. But I want you to have a lovely day, and I want you to remember, and we'll say this together in a minute, but I do always want you to remember that you are here to learn, to sparkle and to shine, and we will help you to do that. But your role in that team is to be responsive to that and to play your part so that you do learn, you do sparkle and you do shine, so that together we can be the best school that we can be. So off you go, have a lovely, lovely day, and always remember to, well done, and remember, together everyone achieves more.